Is he there?
He's there, but it looks like he's having the same audio issues as yesterday. So let me give him another call.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
There we go.
Charlie, can you hear me?
I can.
Okay, great. All right.
Okay, is everybody ready?
Yeah,
I am.
we're ready.
Okay, I will call the Wednesday, April 8th Selectmen's meeting and call that to order. Tim, do you want to read what you need to read?
Certainly. Pursuant to Governor Baker's March 12th, 2020 order suspending certain provisions on the open meeting law, Chapter 30A, Section 19 of Mass General Laws, and the Governor's March 15th, 2020 order imposing strict limitations on the number of people that may gather in one place, this meeting of the Freetown Board of Selectmen is being conducted via remote participation. No in-person attendance of members of the public will be permitted, but every effort is being made to ensure that the public can adequately access the proceedings as provided for in the order. A reminder that persons who would like to view this meeting while in progress may do so by accessing the live stream of this meeting on the town's YouTube channel, accessible by visiting freetownma.gov/freecam. In the event the live stream is unsuccessful, I am recording this meeting and the recording will be posted on the town's YouTube channel as soon as I am able to following the conclusion of this meeting. You're good to go.
Thank you. So the first thing on the agenda is updates of the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic and how they apply to town operations and services. So
I would defer that to Derek so he could give us an update as to what's going on in the community.
Okay.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. The biggest update that we have for today is we will be announcing our 7th case in town. I've already sent some what we're going to post over to Tim, so after this meeting is over, we can get that posted. I don't have the updated numbers as of today yet. They come out around 4:15. As of yesterday, we were at 15,202 cases. We're in the surge now, so we're expecting this week, next week, maybe even possibly the week after, really see our numbers go. Hopefully, we start seeing the curve come right around that time. We did post up some signs about public spaces, trying to limit gatherings. We have them up at the bandstand, Hathaway Park, Central. There's one down near the ball fields at Long Pond, and we put one over at Profile. Lori's doing a great job, but Lori has reached out to a couple of the tracking aids that are out there that the state's made available to us. So Lori's going to be reaching out to that to try to get a little help with the contact tracing that we have to do. That's pretty much it. We're really getting into the surge of it now. We're going to see our numbers go up. We're fortunate that we're at a relatively low number, especially with communities around us, but I am expecting that number to go up quite a bit probably in the next week or so. That's really about it at this point.
Derek, out of those 7 cases, do you know how many are hospitalized and how many are just self-quarantine?
To the best of my knowledge, I don't believe any of them are hospitalized. To the
Okay.
best
Okay, thank you. Anybody have any questions?
Yeah, these people have been tested and diagnosed?
these are positives. That's the other problem is what's happening now, A, because of lack of testing, and B, because it's kind of protocol in these situations is if a doctor thinks that, if you've been with a close contact of someone that is positive and you start developing symptoms, you may not necessarily get tested and they're just going to presume you positive and treat you as such. So when we say 7, that's 7 that we know have been tested and have tested positive. If we were to start putting in presumed positives to that number, I mean, we really don't even know where that number could go. I mean, we could be at 30, 40 at this point. So when we report, especially out to the public, we're only reporting positive cases that have been tested, that are in the database.
Thank you. Charlie, any questions?
No, I'm good.
All right. Yeah, it would be helpful, or just for our own personal knowledge, to find out of those, however many cases there are, how many are really hospitalized or how many are self-quarantined, if we can. I think that's good information to have.
I will look into that. I believe that is information that we'll be able to get from through the Maven system. So that's why I'm saying at this point I don't have any, but I will have my report.
Okay. All right. Thank you. David, do you have any? Go ahead, David.
Yeah, just the one thing, on the, excuse me, on Profile Rock, we did put the sign up. We also put no parking signs up. But I've heard from Mike McHugh that there's still, excuse me, there's still a lot of people ignoring the signs and going up to the rock. So I asked the police chief, to contact the environmental police to make sure that they're cracking down on that. It's a continuing problem at this point.
And that's a problem that if this drags on, especially past the May 4th, that the weather gets better, we're going to see that becoming an issue more than just at Profile Rock. You're going to start seeing that at a lot of the public places.
Maybe we should put a couple sawhorses up there to block the way, or not that people can walk around sawhorses, obviously, but something a little bit more substantial than just a sign.
I was going to say that the other day, and maybe put road temporarily closed.
All right.
Hey, Mom, it's me. Answer the phone.
All right. All right. Just to let you know that's going on.
All right. Does the board have any other questions in this part of it?
I'm good.
Okay. And David, do you have anything to add about town operations?
No, at this point, other than just keeping in touch with Derek and listening in on the different various sundry conference calls by everybody. There's no real new information at this point. There is a movement by certain mayors and boards of selectmen in certain communities. There's a petition going around for the governor to do a shelter in place. However, the argument is that the governor doesn't have the authority to do that, and as a result, that's why they had implemented the essential versus non-essential business issue. But that is going on out there. I guess there's some kind of a petition that's circulating. A lot of discussion today in the managers group about that.
Okay. All right. Without any other questions, I will entertain a motion to go into executive session to discuss strategy with respect to collective bargaining with the Freetown Police Association, because an open meeting may have a detrimental effect on the bargaining position of the public body, and the chair so declares, and to discuss strategy with respect to collective bargaining with the Freetown Full-Time Firefighters Association because an open meeting may have a detrimental effect on the bargaining position of the public body and the chair so declares.
I'll make
Motion
that-
made.
And do I have a second?
Second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Charlie,
Aye.
Guys are fighting each other over that.
George?
All right.
Aye.
All right. Thank you.
Have a good night, everyone.
Thanks,
Thank you,
Derek.
Derek.
All right, if we can just hold, I'll get rid of the live stream and we'll be good to go.
Thank you.
Bye, YouTube.